Hello guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, don't worry, the Central America videos haven't ended yet. I am still editing 3 more vlogs and then I'll be coming at you with some more general information about backpacking Central America and saving money in Costa Rica and stuff like that. So there is still a lot more Central America content coming up before I actually go to my next destination. I've also gone on a pretty dramatic trip to Greece once again this summer, and another video is coming about that. But today I wanted to do a quick Thursday evening video because yesterday I uploaded a poll onto my Instagram stories asking you guys where you wanted to see me go next, and about 100 people voted. It was a very big vote when it comes to my Instagram outreach. And so many people got involved, and I felt like I just need to explain myself about the options that I put on there. And I need you guys' help to help me make a better decision for what I'm gonna be doing next. Alright, so the first option is Australia. By far, like 1/3 of the people voted for Australia to be my next destination. And I'm gonna be honest, it was my first choice for 2024. However, having taken a look at what it would cost me, you know, I'm always very transparent about that, and my insurance is asking me 1,600 euros for the entire year just to be insured. And usually my insurance costs me 212 for an entire year, but that means I can't be away for longer than 3 months on end. Like after 3 months I have to come back and then I can be gone again for 3 months. But obviously a working holiday in Australia would be me gone for 8 months up to a year. So that obviously comes with a pretty high cost. So that is the first hurdle. Second, the flight is at least 1,600 to 2,000 euros just to get there and back. That includes no other flights. I might have to take another domestic flight once I'm there or whatever. So yeah, obviously that's gonna be a really big cost. The working holiday visa itself costs about 600 euros. And yes, they say that a lot of this you can also gain back once you're working there. But still, like, there is quite a high cost of living, and yes, you make a lot of money, but then you also still want to see quite a lot of the country as well, since as you're there, of course, you're gonna go traveling and see what Australia has to offer. That's what this is all about. And I still have my costs, just my operational costs for my own company that I still have. And it's not even certain that I can combine being independent and having my whatever influencer income also next to the working holiday visa. Like, nobody really seems to know how I can combine both, or they need to know exactly which job I will be doing in Australia, which obviously I do not know. I will probably see once I get there, but it is just all so complicated, and Australia is such a big puzzle. To me, first of all, I would have to take a look at reducing my costs as much as possible. So finding a better insurance. I would need to know like how much on average I would be making and how much people are kind of saving up each month, I guess, that they can then spend on those costs. I have so many questions, so if you yourself have done a working holiday, I know I have a lot of friends that are doing it or have done it, so if you have, then definitely send me a private message if you want to have a conversation about it. A pretty open conversation, because we're gonna be talking money, and I know I'm really open about that, but I know that for some people that's a touchy subject. But yeah, so that is it for Australia. I would like to do it starting in April, because that would mean I can do my Lapland job for 3 months this winter again, and that would already make me able to save a lot of money that I can then spend on it. But still, would it be worth it only doing it for 8 months, because I would want to be back in December for Christmas? And if I do only go from April until December, then I would be missing out on the entire Australian summer, which arguably is the best period of the year to be in Australia. So yeah, I need a lot of advice, you guys. So that was the first option. Quite a big one right away. The second most voted option was the Middle East. And this is definitely one of the destinations in my top 3. The pyramids in Egypt and Petra in Jordan are like, yeah, it's still a really big dream of mine. However, there is still the issue of solo female traveling in the Middle East. That might not be the safest. For that, I would love to know if any of you guys have already done it. I know a lot of people do it in group tours, but for my budget, that's not possible. Recently, my dear friend Eliza has traveled to Turkey for 2 weeks, and she has solo traveled it alone. So I do think I could like start out in Turkey and then slowly build my way up, going to Israel, Jordan, and then eventually Egypt. I would love to travel to Morocco as well. But yeah, I feel like I would need some kind of local guidance to know what's acceptable or what's safe. So that's the thing with the Middle East. I know you guys, I want to do it as much as you guys want to see it, and I will eventually, but I'm not sure it's going to be for 2024. But I'll keep you updated. So the two other options were South America and Southeast Asia. South America, I've spent 6 months already in Peru. I've lived there, but I haven't seen anything else. And I really want to go back to backpack Colombia, maybe Ecuador, but my parents also really want to visit the Galapagos Islands. So maybe I'll save it for a later date to visit it with them. But then again, do I wait for them? Because they be taking their sweet time. However, Bolivia and northern Chile, etc. is also really a place I want to go. So that is also an option from April until the end of June. If I'm not going to be doing a working holiday for a year, I only want to be spending those 3 months abroad before the summer, because I like to be at home for the summer and catch up on some much needed quality time with friends and family that I will not have seen for the past year by then. So yeah, that's a big one. So I would have 3 months, and those 3 months I always look at I made like a schedule of all the best places to travel, or like the best times to travel a place. So I have a look at that, and that tells me that I could go to the Middle East or I could go to South America. And when it comes to Southeast Asia, I already know that that is going to be my next destination. So 1 year ago, I visited Thailand, Malaysia, and Cambodia, but I didn't have enough time to do Laos and Vietnam as well. And so many people I met along the way have told me that Vietnam is their favorite country in Southeast Asia. So I have to go back now. I booked my flight to go to Bangkok, and I will be spending October and November in Southeast Asia again, visiting the north of Thailand again, Laos and Vietnam. So any recommendations you have for those countries, let me know as well, because last time around I met a lot of people. So if you guys can tell me what's good and the things I can't miss, then definitely do so. And then for the start of 2024, I could be going to the Philippines and Indonesia instead of South America. But I'm not very sure about Indonesia. I've heard that Bali is just way oversaturated when it comes to digital nomads and tourists, and it's losing its authenticity because of the gentrification that is going on there at the moment. If you don't know what gentrification is, it means that when people from abroad visit a certain place too much or often enough, it loses its authenticity and it starts adapting to these visitors, not only when it comes to restaurants, like the food they will be offering, but also the prices of housing, etc., which is then detrimental for the local community. So yeah, that is one of the big reasons why I haven't gone to Indonesia yet, and why it never really spoke to me much. I know it's meant to be amazing, but do I want to be contributing to this huge mass tourism? I don't know. Well, I do know. No, I don't. So that's a big issue for me, but I still do want to visit one day. And if I can do it the right way and show people these issues that are going on, then maybe it would be a positive thing. Who knows? And then my last option, which was not on my poll, but that I do want to throw in there, is India. India is in my top 3 as well, and I know a lot of people are skeptical about the safety of solo female travelers, but honestly, I've only heard good things from people who have actually done it. So yeah, and you all know how much I love street food and spicy food, and just anything that's spicy food in the streets, I'm there for it. So India would be my dream. So yeah, that's definitely also an option that I want to throw in there. And the final option is obviously going back to Africa. Although Africa is definitely a more expensive destination, but who knows? Maybe I can make it work if I go for a longer period of time. So yeah, those are my options. Just a quick ramble in between the other videos, hoping that you guys can give me some recommendations and help me out with this really difficult decision. I hope you like this video, just throwing it in there. If you did like it, then give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the next videos. If you want to be seeing what I get up to. It really helps me if you guys watch my videos, like them, etc., and they get seen a lot more often, because they are my source of income to be financing these trips, even though most of it now comes from my savings. But anyways, that aside, you can help me a lot by watching, commenting, liking, etc. So I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next video as well. Bye!